Well, I'm with Malcolm Nash, and it's 50 years since he was hit for 6 sixes here at the St Helens ground in Swansea. Beautiful setting here. Garfield Sobers, of course, was the man, the culprit on that occasion, the first man who ever hit 6 sixes off and over. Malcolm is just sort of reliving that moment. So, Malcolm, put us in the picture. You came on to bowl just after tea. You bowled a few overs. You'd got a few wickets.
Yep.
Sobers was sort of slightly irritated about the situation. He felt they wanted to get on with it and set a declaration.
That was correct.
So talk us through the actual over in question.
So Sobers had been in, he came in before tea and was moving the score briskly along. We had tea, came out, and he thought, okay, this is going to be a goodish wicket to bowl on. I need to get another 40 or 50 fairly quickly so we can get Glamorgan in and try and get 3 or 4 out before close of play. There are a few more people here then than there are now. First ball I bowled to him after tea was not a bad ball, and he hit it straight up here.
Nash, he's got to pick that was the right distance. He's hit that out of the ground.
Oh, crikey, here we go. We'll see if we can get him to whack one up in the air and get caught, which is really what happened, except that he didn't whack it in the air too short. Put the next one over long on.
That's another one. Goodness gracious me, that peppered the top. You see the chap climbing up there to have a look over the wall.
And the ball came bouncing back into the street and it got thrown back into the ground, and that happened. Oh, bloody hell. I mean, that went into orbit very near. I had a slip. I don't know why I had a slip at that stage. Majid was at slip and Ivian was having a little go at Sobers. And anyway, the third one, he whacked over mid-wicket.
52 in 29 minutes. That's another one up in the enclosure.
This just kept going, and I thought, okay, keep it up there, because he's going to miss hit one any time now. Next one came along, and he drilled that square.
Oh, he's got that shorter one. It's up again. There it is, bouncing on the concrete. 4 sixes in 4 balls.
Played everything off the back foot, and everything was well pitched up. And I thought, oh golly, okay. 5th ball, Rogers on the boundary down here. I gave it a little bit more air, and Sobers went through his shot, and he got underneath it, and Roger got under it and caught it, and then for whatever reason he just sat down on the line, put his backside on the line, and there were members here shouting out, there were members shouting 6, and Tony Caudle was at long on, and he was going 6 out. He didn't. So the umpires had a confrontation, and eventually they came to a decision that it was 6. So there was 1 to go. And I thought, Tony Lewis keeps saying, well, yeah, I kept coming up and telling him to do this and do that. In fact, nobody said a word to me at all. There was nobody close enough. And I ran in and bowled the last ball.
And what were you trying to bowl?
I bowled a seamer off the short run, round the wicket, something I'd never ever done before. And it was the worst ball of the day, not let alone the over of the day. And that disappeared. You can see the 2 buildings here. There's a road that runs between those buildings over on deep mid-wicket area.
And he's done it! He's done it! And my goodness, it's gone way down to Swansea. 6 on the trot.
And it ended up at a bus stop way down the road. And this little lad picked the ball up and took it home, and it was on national news and brought it back the next day. But there was such a long time of where the ball wasn't getting more balls out from the dressing room to carry on that Gary said, I've had enough. Right, let's declare, and off we went.
And how did you actually feel when the 6 sixes were hit, the 6th one?
I was a little shaky on that one. I thought, oh my God, what's just happened? But it didn't register the fact that, oh, that's the first time ever in the history of the game. The others were reminding me that's the first time it's ever happened.
I bet they were.
Yeah. Okay, so it's happened. It's going to happen sometime. It just, unfortunately, it's me. But it never affected my psyche. Honestly, no, it's just one of those things. Never bothered me. Still doesn't bother me.
And did Garfield speak to you afterwards at any point?
Yeah, we did. We had a cigarette, and he was joking, and he said...
Should have been a Hamlet, really, shouldn't it?
It should have been, yeah. Whoa, absolutely. And then we did a TV interview at the end of the day, and there was a lot of useful information out of our dressing room saying, actually, make sure you get the right fee for the TV and this, that, and the other. And Gary was talking to me about that going over, and he got double the fee that I did. But well, we had a great interview.
It wasn't a fix, was it?
No, Dolly, no.
Because the cameras were here, of course. And is that a good thing that the cameras are here? Do you think, or a bad thing from your point of view?
I think it was a good thing. Certainly a good thing from recording for posterity, and the first time that's ever happened in history. Yeah, that can't be bad.
Well, that was fascinating to hear your reminiscences, Malcolm, of that great day 50 years ago, which is inscripted in legend. It's in Wizard. It's one of my most sort of favourite statistics of the game, and it really, in a way, changed the game as well. So you were part of a really major transformation in the game. You should be proud of that.
I am proud of it, for certain reasons. This Is Your Life, Morgan Show, all sorts of things, good things like that have come out of it, and that would never have happened before. So, and somebody somewhere around the world always calls up or sends me an email saying, were you the guy? And they never ask about when Shastri hit one or when Herschel Gibbs did it. And they never talk about Broad being hit for 6 or Talik Raj. They never ever get talked about. Only this one here. So it is significant.